every generation has faced hardship. Wars, economic collapse, social upheaval. But something is different about this generation. Gen Z, the most connected generation in human history, is also the loneliest, the most informed, and the most overwhelmed. Anxiety rates among young people have never been this high. And psychology is finally starting to explain why. 1. They grew up inside the comparison machine. Previous generations compared themselves to neighbors, classmates, and people they could actually see. Gen Z compares themselves to the entire world. Simultaneously, every day. Filtered lives, perfect bodies, curated success. The brain was never designed to process that volume of comparison. And when you constantly measure yourself against an infinite highlight reel, you will always feel like you're losing. 2. The news never turns off. Older generations consumed news in doses. Morning paper, evening broadcast, then silence. Gen Z lives inside a stream that never stops. Climate crisis, political chaos, economic uncertainty, school shootings, pandemics, wars. The nervous system was built to handle immediate and visible threats. Not an endless flood of global catastrophe delivered directly to your pocket every hour. 3. They never learn to sit with boredom. Boredom is where the mind recovers, where creativity surfaces, where emotions get processed. But Gen Z inherited a world where every empty moment was immediately filled with a scroll, a video, a notification. The ability to simply sit with yourself and your thoughts was never developed. And a mind that cannot tolerate silence eventually becomes afraid of itself. 4. Connection got wider but shallower. They have hundreds of followers, thousands of likes, and still feel profoundly alone. Because digital connection triggers the social centers of the brain, but doesn't fully satisfy them. Like eating food that looks perfect but has no nutrition. The hunger remains. And nobody can explain why. 5. Achievement became identity. Gen Z was raised in a culture that tied worth to performance. Grades, followers, productivity, output. Rest became guilt. Stillness became laziness. Simply existing was never enough. When your identity depends entirely on what you produce, the pressure never lifts. Not even in sleep. 6. They were handed uncertainty at the worst time. The years meant for building confidence. School, friendships, first experiences were interrupted. Isolated, digitized, destabilized. And a young nervous system that never got to practice being okay in the world grows into an adult that doesn't know how. So if you belong to this generation, and anxiety feels like your default setting, know this: you are not weak. You are not broken. You are a human nervous system, trying to survive conditions it was never designed for. And the first step toward peace isn't fixing yourself. It's understanding what was done to the world you were handed. Subscribe, because mental clarity starts with understanding what shaped your mind.